Right, welcome back. Thank you for the break time. Hey, the other day we did get the rest of the Merchants Guild standing. We were really close the other day. Ticked over. Anyways. Hello. Hey, Vic. We were going to go drop a couple mini bases, just a couple prefabs and some gas harvesters, right? Some worlds. So what am I even looking for? Which worlds? For nitrogen, do we find that temperate world? And then what comes from where? Radon, I assume, would be a radioactive world. About the sulfurine. Yeah, what comes from where? Where does the sulfurine come from? Would that be a toxic world? Or, no, a hot world. Sulfurine from a hot world? Do you have any existing bases you can plop down some gas harvesters at? Yes, very likely. I mean, I don't know about... I have base computers, but they're by natural spawns or in random places. So, yeah, yeah, I wasn't thinking very clearly about the sulfurine, hot sulfur, yeah. But yeah, like I'm sure I have a solarium-based computer. We could just jump right there. You don't have to go exploring new worlds, but the other thing we could do is go exploring new worlds and plop some stuff down. Frost, really? Okay. Well, let's look. But I mean, we could check out some new systems, see what planets we find, and use those. A little more exploration's a good thing. You have some hot and cold bases. Gamma, radioactive. Before we go anywhere, what am I going to need to construct them? Atmosphere harvesters. We need ammonia. Okay. I've got 500 ammonia on me. We could make 5 of the 6 harvesters. I do have some more ammonia on the freighter. I'm just thinking about where I have more ammonia. Metal plating, hermetic seals. So a bunch of ferrite dust. And I'm still carrying some ferrite dust. Nitrogen comes from Earth-like worlds. So we could actually set up the nitrogen collection right here, huh? Or at least some of it. That's good. Let's do that. Begin where we are. Too carried away. Let me leave some ammonia in here. Got enough ammonia on me for 10 harvesters. Not gonna make that many, perhaps, right away. Hermetic seals, was it 2 per? Two per. This screen could use an update. Pop-ups. Hermetic seals, condensed carbon. No, but 10 is not divisible by 3. No, well, we're just gonna make what we're making. I'm gonna put the rest of the ammonia back in my backpack. Just because we have enough to make 10 doesn't mean we're gonna make a weird number of them. We don't have to do that. I don't really want to be drained. This is my, anyways, we're good. But I see where you're getting worked up. It'll be okay in the end. As for where to put these things. Just put a few along the side. I'll think about it for a minute, but we got some room out here. We can just kind of stash a few out here. Not like I stand next to the refiner and look out the window. I noticed something about the refiner. If you've ever put a large refiner in the middle of a prefab and then put another prefab story above it, have you noticed you can use the refiner from the room above it? Also, you catch on the floor as if there's an object there. I assume we could still put an object here. The slot, the node would work, but it's as if the refiner's sticking up through the floor. So we can use it and we can't walk through it either. Although we can kind of jet onto it. Well, that illustrates it a little bit. You can see we're about yay far off the ground, a foot off the ground. What do you mean? You refer to your rooms with gaps? I think these harvesters are... Okay. Put them on top of other platforms. No. That's too bad. What about on top of the prefabs? You can put... Now isn't that a picture? I like that view. I think you showed us that view before, and now I'm looking at it, I see the landing pads again in the Chio Bay, and all the biodomes. That's a really big base. It actually reminds me a bit of an airport. Like, there's the walkway between the main terminal and another. The gaps in the tower. I gotcha. And Sky? No? Hey, Luke. See you. We're doing all right out there. So to line these up with something, I think I want to line them up with something. You can put the square storage containers, these things, you can put those on top of prefabs. It's one of the sockets they'll stick to, which is really weird, but it's a thing. That's not what I want to do. Show ya. See, they stick to the spot. That'd be weird, though. I guess it flattens the roof. It really flattens the roof. Look at how the bar going around and the slanted portion of the roof disappear completely, and it turns into a flat platform with the box on it. I hadn't noticed that it flattens them before. I knew they could go up there. Ozzy Orb says, hey, Tropic J in chat. Hey, yourself. Welcome. So, one per building seems kind of weird, but I guess it could be sensible. You could have the materials, say you had a function in a room, and then related materials in the box above it. Yes, I did. We've been talking a lot about the update, and we ran through the very small community event for the week. Freighter storage containers change to storage rooms. It seems to be mixed. Some people aren't as on board as Captain is with that. So where do I want to stick these harvesters? Hey, here's a weird question. Can you put the harvesters underwater? Shouldn't really work, but can you? If you can, I might stick these harvesters down in our underwater base just for fun. Yes, look at that. Okay. Let's go down to Rapture. I didn't do much decorating, but I put a couple couches and tables in our little glass room. Oh, I also put some lighting in this elevator shaft. I find that the only lights I really like down here are the sodium lights. They work really well. They generate enough light. But in addition to that is the furniture. A lot of furniture has lighting built into it, and I didn't realize that at first. But in order to get lighting in some of these rooms down here, we can use furniture and panels on the walls. And so it's like liquid nitrogen. So yeah, when we go up into our little hot box, I put a couple couches up there, and I'm thinking maybe the harvesters could be on the far side of that. They might just be something to look at, or I don't know. Let's see where we might want to put them down here. Don't really do anything in here, but if we put wall panels, even though they're blank panels, and if I color them white or light blue or something, they catch and reflect a lot of light. Put a table down and it has some light. So it's not I haven't done much, but it does start to brighten things up a little bit. Well, the gas harvesters, I was thinking up past the other room. Frosting curry you are? I had some coconut curry, some vegetable korma last night. Where some of our nip-nip's gonna be when they let us plant it. So here's our little, well, not much of a decorator, but I stuck a few things in here. A couple light tables, couches. Sorry to hear that, Claire. Maybe you can't hear me, but there's just enough room to walk around them. Kind of on purpose. Placing furniture is a bit weird. I wish there was more snapping of things to things, but so maybe sticking the harvesters back up behind this box is silly. Why would I do that? They'd be harder to get to. I still think underwater is cool.
It's cool, everybody.
Put them under here. You like the couches in the bar? Good. Glad we got some approval there. Welcome, Sea Star. You're having a good day out there. Look, we even got our slide spot. Glad it stayed too. Ah, except for the evil ladder. Harvesters. Maybe we can put the harvesters. I hate that air pocket. I hate that air pocket so much. Maybe we could put the harvesters under here? Why would I put them under there? I don't know. They don't fit. Nah, it doesn't look good. That wouldn't look good. It stayed purple. The gun has stayed... That looks like a ship. Gun has stayed purple. Don't think these would look good up here. Won't let us put them on top of another object anyways. Before we came down here, this is what I was thinking. I was gonna stick them back here. Why? I don't know, because I've always wanted to put something up here. But they're not, it's sort of inconvenient. Even if I'm gonna put them underwater for shits and giggles, there's gotta be a better spot underwater to put them. You like? Fozzie, we found it the other day. I was complaining about something, and I was like, well, let's just check this. Let's go up to this. It was on a space station, and boom. That's what I'm doing, Pergy. Putting atmosphere harvesters underwater. What you do this, Sean? Yeah, I know we can place them with no risk. I can't place them on top of. Yeah. No worries, I just don't know where I want them. Where would you put them? Down here, underwater. Still thinking we should move the geobase sometime and maybe turn this into a longhouse. There's this great space, natural space down here. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go stick them out here for now because remember, I just decided not to do anything with this space. We're gonna put harvesters here. Yeah. A good reminder, but it wasn't lost on me. I'm just being silly. Wonder if they're gonna displace any of the seaweed and. Condensed. Okay. 50 oh, we weren't gonna fuel them until we made more. You know what? Let's fuel them anyways and we'll call it an experiment. This gas may get zapped when we craft more somewhere else. We'll just, for science, we're gonna fuel them and we'll see if they disappear later. That's cool looking, underwater too. I could put down oxygen collectors, but there's really little point. All right, those actually look really cool. Maybe we do want them somewhere where they're visible from one of these rooms. Because where I stuck them, they're out of the way. Those things look cool. So, where would they look cool? Ozzy did something, Oh, Sea Star, give me a sec. Okay, I missed it. I was scrolling up for some other reason and I saw that. What happened? All right. Oxygen mixed with carbon gives condensed carbon. I'm sorry? I'm trying to remember why you were using oxygen. Oh, to create condensed carbon? I guess. So, the floating crystals, and if you're running around on planet surfaces a lot, you're likely to come up with a lot of the super refined, super dense materials, carbon crystals, superoxide, things like that. Makes it a lot less important, I would imagine, to be generating condensed carbon and oxygen. But still, to fuel the gas harvesters. Okay. Well, that's a good idea. So maybe at least one oxygen collector per set of gas harvesters, so you get some oxygen to combine with whatever scrap materials around. In theory, to keep everything fueled and efficient. On the other hand, it's all the carbon is so plentiful anyways. Not a random chance. Yeah. And thus you dismantled the rocket boots. I didn't even get to make mine yet. Why did you give up on them? You almost died 4 times repairing a frigate. But wait, did you see what they fixed, Pergy? You no longer have dying in space is okay now. You don't lose your inventory anymore, and if you're on permadeath, you don't even die. It like moves you to a safe position. This is the underwater base. I was just thinking, like the harvesters down here, and wondering if they would look cooler somewhere where we could see them from here. One of the other rooms. Well, I'll think about that another time. We've got some harvesters going. It does create a small one, I think. Yeah. And so do these things, apparently. They actually do. They're not going that quickly. So, Vic, I'll have to check them out. I will check them out. I don't have Discord open during the stream, but looks like you're sending me some pics. The cycle for gas harvesters is 1 hour. Alright, not bad. So, okay, that's, you know what, we don't need to overdo the gas collection, but I do want to get something, at least for sulfurine. So a hot world. We jump to the Solar One base computer and see what's there. See if it's a place we want to drop a little bit more. May as well. We don't need a flat surface or anything. Well, that Sea Star, that's exactly why I put it there. Fozzie, thank you very much. Liking your bits. Cheers. Hold on, I'm confused. Backing up. Oh, okay, Pergy, that was the missing piece. Obviously, that's what it says in the patch notes, but do you trust Sean's coding skills? Aha. 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 Well, I don't feel like testing it either, to be honest. Dying in space just because it's supposed to be okay. Baziorb, cheers to many more lurks. Millennium takes 16 hours to grow anymore, which is pretty crazy. Seals in the plating I didn't make. Okay. Thought I made enough. Yeah, they fixed that too. You should check out the patch notes. They're pretty good. We were talking about them earlier. If you have any specific questions, ask away. I've still got them up, but there's actually a lot, so don't like I could summarize it. But they really fixed a lot of stuff. I haven't heard the fighter cockpit bug noise, like the rain, meteorites on your cockpit, whatever it is. I haven't heard that. And shit, I didn't make more hermetic seals. I made more metal plating. Oh. Whoops. Okay. Fine then. Fine. Still seems weird to me that they'd limit you to 3. Why would they limit you to 3? Just not sure that makes sense.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Thermal protection falling. Technology recharge.
There's mention of a number of audio bugs being fixed, so yeah, hopefully they got that one too. Alright, so Solar One also has the gas, some sulfurine. Any point in grabbing selenium while I'm here? I don't know how big my stack of heat capacitors, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab it while I'm here. I can always dump it. You don't want it. Claire, you're not gonna use your Galaxy phone to watch Twitch because you're, yeah. I had to guess, do we not have transcoding today? If we had transcoding, you'd be okay on your phone. Maybe we don't. Oh well. Let's go see if the other harvesters somehow despawned their contents after we placed some new ones. Or do you think it's not worth testing? We didn't drop a new base, we just dropped some more harvesters somewhere else. Haven't made any new bases. And so the Radon. Gonna make any more? Do we really need any more? What does the Radon go into? Nitrogen, nitrogen salt. Even though Twitch is part of Amazon, it seems they don't get access to any of the web services. Brain Trust. Well, it feels like that, but I don't know if that's... I wonder what's going on. They should have the best of the best. Uranium. Hey, Phil. But I mean, like, what do you use radon in crafting? You don't craft uranium, right? What does radon go into? Gotta be something you make with radon. There it was, enriched carbon. I've never made it because I end up getting so much from depots and... Yeah, okay. It's at the bottom of my crafting list, the things I've never crafted. Oh, I got the rest of the chain, yeah. I got a whole 10 stack of portable reactors and crafting radon and dioxide. Makes frost crystals. Why would you do that? Why would you make frost crystals? Is that even really a thing? And why would you do that? And then coming back to what Phil said, uranium. Does that mean that is also so? Why would you make uranium from radon? But yeah, you're right. We should. We should. And I guess I'm carrying enough ammonia. Was it 100 each? Yeah, and I already made the metal plating.
Product constructed.
Alright, well, let's do that as well then. Uranium and radium. But why would you do those things? Why would you ever make the things that you pick or grow from other stuff that you harvest? Okay, these things don't even make sense to me. I see them, but it's just, you know what? My head's it's illogical. Illogical, 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 illogical. Painfully illogical. No, we figured out its use. If you're making... Okay, it's useless apart from enriched carbon. Enriched carbon is not useless. Enriched carbon is very useful. I've just never needed to actually make it.
Radiation protection.
Ah,
Extreme hazard.
Vic, gotcha. The pictures were what was happening. I gotcha. So, the other day, Misbehave posted in Discord a picture of something that was flying that should really not have been flying. What else have you guys seen? Have you guys seen things flying that really shouldn't be flying? Have you seen flying cows? I saw something kind of like a flying cow with a weird eye spread the other day.
Radiation protection. Falling.
I didn't drop a base, but I could probably get us back there. Where'd you go? Please tell me I didn't build oxygen harvesters somewhere else. No, they were atmosphere harvesters.
Radiation protection. Falling. Radiation protection. Falling.
Critical radiation damage.
Recharge.
Did you try one of the new drones yet? Do you mean the reward from the community event? I haven't yet. We should go put one in the underwater base.
Technology recharge.
Don't you hiss at me.
Radiation damage detected.
If that's the drone you meant. Have you tried it? What'd you think? Curious how much it flies around. or how little it flies around. Congrats. Hey, we didn't get warped to the teleporter this time. How strange. And the slide spot's back. Over here. Huh. Or I heard it. I know I heard it. Maybe it's just really picky now. Hello, outsider. Some alternative floor piece where there's a hole and no ladder. Something. So let's see where the new decoration is. Decorations. Start there. You squeeze in a little before work in the morning. I know the feeling. Don't really see any of the 160 goodness till later. Well, oh, the Diplo statues are pretty big. Eat. Gold one bigger? The gold one's bigger. It's not just... Huh. Still might like silver, but... I wish we could have align to grid, snap to grid stuff. Especially when there's obvious lines in... I know I should be in first person mode, but... Well, why is it an invalid position anyways? An outdoor only statue? I've not tried the new body shape options. Wait, hang on. Those statues are cool. It's just too tall? You saying that's too tall for this room? Silver would be okay though, huh? This is not very well lit. Right. Now, what was I looking for? Where's the new drone? Can we be on this list? Maybe not. Fozzie. He's, he might also be the most... Not sure if he's a serial killer or not, but we do worry about the bot sometimes. Okay, so there we go. Someone already say that's in the chair list because reasons. Thank you, Captain. I missed it. Chair list because reasons. Don't work. Let me see. Pugnium and platinum. We can remake that. When you could have multiples. And he does. All right, we're gonna remake this. That's sweet. He hovers around the area. Okay, there's some potential there. I like. So we can drop him right in the middle of the room. Should be able to. Nice. And it looks like you can have 3 on your base. Pretty sure it said available to build 3. build one. Huh. Maybe there's not a limit? Maybe that was how much platinum I was carrying? Limited by. Maybe it was just limited by how much platinum I was carrying, and there's no limit to how many you want if you have the mats. Nice. That's a cool item. I like that better than the helmets. I mean, why wouldn't you want a little drone floating around in your lounge? Swim out the back way. Still don't know what I would build. I think it's great that we can build out here, that the base lets us go this far out. I just don't know what I would want to put there. Maybe one day. Here's the natural entrance behind the whole thing. Yeah, about that person who thought there was no deep water in the game. There's deep water in the game. That's right, I put the Pugnium on the ship just because we were testing the selling mechanic. Yeah, it wasn't bound to blah, blah, blah. I'm not really worried about the units. I want to make sure the ship's not full up. I've been changing their contents. I still have some mats stashed here. We just burned through a lot of, which is ferrite dust, but I want to clean up my inventory. Put back ferrite dust. Didn't I have ferrite dust? Whole bunch of ferrite dust.
Inventory full.
It's a tainted comment. Urban. I guess we didn't use that much stuff after all.
No free slots in suit inventory.
I grabbed that selenium from the natural spawn. Go ahead and make some heat capacitors. Was it 2 to 1? And what do we have? Really, we can only make 4. All right. Eltastica, hello. 200, 300, 400. Imagine an Owen Wilson voice pack. Replaced every voice line from the suite. Oh, man. Or, for some reason, you say Owen Wilson, but what came to mind was McConaughey. How about, all right, all right, all right. So what if that was the only, it was just, all right, all right. All right. All right. My numbers were off. We can only make 2. I picked 2. Yeah, anyways. Don't mind me. I was just thinking I grabbed that selenium and I may as well do something with it instead of destroying it. Was it a full stack? It was a no stack. I don't have a stack. I do have a stack. Failtastica. Let's see. I can still read the comment. 4th night. Oh man, the mud. It's all good. The mud has you, huh? Slave to the mud. Dense carbon. Let me break down some. Well, that's a lot of lost sleep. And if you're having a really good time, then it kind of works out. Update screwed space station commodities. How do you mean? What they sell or prices or what are we talking about? You like that Enforcer bot has a different name than Friendly Bot. You're still Entrobot is not 100% friendly. He's a bit of a mad scientist. But yeah, Lamia manages the devouring demon, who is without a doubt an Enforcer bot. That's a good way to describe the demon. Seastar, sleep time there. Happy building and have a good rest of the stream. Till tomorrow. All right, night. Seastar. Sleep tight. We'll see you on the other side. So I forgot to actually see if the harvesters down there were still working or if they somehow went poof because we didn't do any base building, but we did interact with some other harvesters. Would that even potentially, Captain, would that potentially trigger the where did all the stuff in my gas harvesters go bug, or that more specifically related to base? I know you were just guessing, but maybe related to bases, base computer drops. Let's see, Frantic, you had a list of 30 stations with all the materials available at each. Oh, so it scrambles the materials. So now you had a station that was selling 2,500 tritium all at once, and now it's just gone. I mean, some other station has what you want, and the one that you had marked doesn't have what you want anymore. That's crummy. Well, as of now, they're still running. And what might be a good spot to put them later where they look cool. And an air pocket. I guess I never put a little landing, the access ramp. I never put the access ramps here. And there is an air pocket, but there isn't one. There it is. It's very small. There's another air pocket underneath it, though, because of this door. A bigger air pocket, because it has something to go with. It needs another wall or another object to create a real air pocket. This is almost normal. The way the exocraft has been placed for a few days. Kind of like when the wheels appear to spin in your exocraft that's sitting somewhere. The jets are go, go, go. If there'll ever be an option to have multiple teleporters per base, some sort of separate designations. You could have an underwater teleporter down here. In fact, it's tempting. Maybe we could move the teleporter down underwater. Whole base was underwater, you'd probably want your teleporter down there too. Well, if we don't need to go dropping more harvesters for now, I'm content for now. 3, 3, and 3 is good. It's a good start. Then maybe I reclaim the glass and we actually build up these towers a little bit. If we're gonna do that, we need ionized cobalt. We need a lot of for these cuboids. Just see what the material is. Ionized cobalt and that glass. And as for how big each of these towers are, they're going to be 3 by 3 and then up? Or should they be any bigger than that? They could be bigger. This is probably silly, but if they were big enough that they were close enough to each other, we might be able to connect them at various heights. With these pieces. But the catch is they'd have to be, you know, this piece would have to be somewhere like that. Which would be bigger than 3 by 3. Should we explore what it would take to connect them? Find out what it would take to connect them. That didn't work very well. Got a bunch of glass up on the freighter and a whole ship full too up on the freighter. How much frost crystal is sitting here? It hasn't quite regrown yet. Oh, there it goes. I guess it's regrown now. Oh, we could just make some. $16 hours on selenium and just 1 on frost crystals. I do love seeing the plants grow right before your eyes, hearing them maybe even cooler than seeing them. Since they're on a timer, you collect them in a circle like this and you're standing in the right place, you can watch them pop like that too. You're more concerned, available quantities. Okay, the space station's changing. Ozzy, you've been doing buy low, sell high with fixed stuff that is no longer intact. What kind of a routine did you have on a good haul of buy low, sell high with some of your locations? What were you pulling in? Always buy at the trading posts, never at the stations. A lot of glass. Generate around 10 million every 45 minutes if you stack enough trading posts with teleporters. That's not bad. I mean, if you kind of enjoy the grind and the routine and the buying and selling and all that, that's not bad. I think we have enough glass now. I think you're right. Alright, I want to play around with the possibility of connecting these, so I just want to build some extra cubes to experiment. We'll build them and we'll probably break them. But it does depend on what happens. So I'm going to start with this and this. And come on. Go where I want you to go. Go where I want you to go. They're gonna be, oh man, it's not gonna line up symmetrically. I know I should. Let me move it over one, and then they would fit. Okay, it might work. Just got lazy, I didn't place this other one yet. Okay, now let's get some perspective and think about what could be. Photo mode. Oh shit, they didn't line up. Okay. Well, never mind then. If you're gonna be like that, then never mind. I'm not gonna fight that. So, why do you think the spacing discrepancy exists? Is it because I had to use wall bits to attach corridors? At a door, do you really think a piece is gonna fix that? I don't think anything's really gonna fix that. It's just not. Like, it shines through, but no, it's not accessible. Can't be. It was an experiment. It's all good. It's just an experiment. Let me in! Let me in! Oh well. Does make me think still about. Here's just play along for a second. Maybe the corridors are different sizes to the cubes. Well, they shouldn't be. I mean, I built it all out symmetrically, and originally it was anchored off of that bridge. I built it up and over, and adding 2 doors on each side. Yeah, we might be able to butt doors up against each other. Also, the strange but sometimes interesting appearance of just floating objects. Now, this is still a test, but once these buildings are really tall, now there might be, this might just be silly, but I mean, if these had those little access ramps on them, that you could kind of, I don't know, I mean, just for appearance. So we have these 3 big towers, and then you kind of have these connector pieces that aren't really. They're floating, glowy pieces. Hey, Lamia! Glad you popped up. Good to see you. I hope you haven't had too long a day. Welcome. So we're just playing around with possible glass towers. Do you see it, the kind of the shape they would have? I think it would add a neat. I think it would look cool from a distance, especially. And maybe not at every level, but maybe at a few levels. I don't know. But let's stick with 3x3s for now. Today was a good day. I like hearing that. I like hearing that from you. Right on. And as for this center access, it may or may not even remain. I kind of like having a lip and an open pad to land on, a big pad. But once these are all built, I mean, we might even separate them from the, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. It's all just messing around. But, okay, let's add some more. So you see the tree's not in danger. I did put this in such a place that the tree was not at risk. We talked about not wanting to lose the tree. And there's plenty of room. The tree's gonna be okay. From up there, the tree kind of looks like it's sticking into the building, but it's really not. Reminder, the sun sets over that way. So I guess that's... Really? Okay. Now you need a bar under it. I'm not sure what to put under it. I just didn't want to mess up this fine blue grass. Since we're building vertically anyways, why does it even need to touch the ground? Alright, let's... We want to build that tower really high, or build them, flesh them out, and keep them level. The glass we made is going to go fast. This glass is gone in a couple minutes. We just need to start placing things. It could be a beach bar. Well, here's what we were thinking, Colonel. For one thing, once this tower is tall enough, we're going to put a bar outside the tower. The bar is going to have a little door, and there's going to be a balcony out there. We're going to have a bar somewhere up here. There can be a beach bar. I left plenty of beachfront. I don't know what. We could just put some chairs and tables down there. You can't have enough bars. All right, let's build this tower up so we can potentially have a balcony, the beginnings of a balcony. Add another level. Fair bit of glass. Was it 2 per? It's 18 pieces of glass. Shouldn't the bar be facing the view? Well, it depends on, we can have bars on every side. There can be a bar on this side, and there can be a bar on that side, and there can be a bar on that side. I don't know. I definitely want at least one balcony looking out at the hydro farm, though, because I like that view. I like to look at the creation. There's a manufacturing plant over there. Big one. Let's go one more level here. Ah, shit. You gotta be careful building underwater or near rocks. You place something in the wrong place and it will displace terrain. Up here it doesn't matter, but... Stop it. It's like a prison for Magneto. We've got some good height now. Doesn't seem like so much height from back here. How tall are we gonna want this thing to be in the end? At least 12 stories, I would think. Do we want it to be at least 12 stories? It might be 3 towers. And inside of them, I mean, there can be stuff inside of them. They don't have to be empty structures. It's all just an I wasn't even sure I wanted to do this. You guys kind of talked me into keeping it, but 13. We can make it like a New York building. I'll have a 14th floor, but not the 13th. The old floating construction. I think the shadows it casts are a little better when it's raised off the ground. I mean, some of the shadow cast would be there anyways, but the shadow cast is a little more complete and the whole thing's hovering. Three towers don't have to be identical. Possibility for they weren't identical, but maybe these two were symmetrical and then the one in the middle was different. Straight tower and then something else, some short stubbies, or so many shape possibilities. point, you're just rebuilding your ship in building form. Oh, that ship up there, like with the tie wings. Nice, yeah. Yeah, you got it. You got it. People in back in Star Wars Galaxies used to make some of the most incredible creations out of other objects, just using random tables and containers and all kinds of things. All the objects in the game. There were many objects. But because you could drop them inside of a structure anywhere, rotate them using a command line and degrees, move them up, down, left, right. You can move them around in space using the command line and very granular amounts. You could build anything, and you could overlap them. So you could take like 2 tables and just kind of stack a whole bunch of them together to make a weird wall-looking thing, or take a bunch of lances and stick them through an object so that 80% of them are invisible, but a bit of each one protrudes, and then you make some weird spiky, I don't know, you could make things out of objects in ways that I've just not seen in other games and MMOs, and people built stuff. Inside their guild halls, people made the most incredible large structures. Even though the game did get ships and you could kind of land your ships on planets, I mean, people would build an X-Wing inside a guild hall that looked like an X-Wing. And it was... Eva, you like the view, huh? Too. If we're gonna build some sort of a balcony, what's... I don't know if it's gonna be at this height. We can just do an experiment and see if we like it. What's going to be the... We can change the color of this glass too, can't we? White and orange is the default. Something that would just show if it actually looks different. Be bright. The frame, it just changes the frame. Oh, that might be neat eventually to change the materials. That was default. Right. But what we can't do for a balcony, we can't just stick... I mean, these pieces don't stick to the cuboid, so we gotta make a door or something to transition into pieces we can use. Corridor. To a wall to a walkway. Can't just go to from a door to a walkway though, right? Do it. I know it won't work, but I want to see it. I want to see that it won't work, and we can't just stick another piece to that, and we can't stick. We can't do any of that. But we can do a corridor. Then remove the corridor and let's see. Are we? Now we could use a wall and then put a floor piece and start to build back towards the cubes. Or there might be a gap. To see what that would look like. Trying to go. There you go. It'll clip through. Well, let's look at it. So these pieces would clip through, but the half pieces, which I've used in a few places, would get pretty darn close. And what you can do, something like that, and then you don't fall through. The little hitch, but you don't fall through. It's weird, but it works. Not too bad. Starts to give us some potential for a balcony. See? Talking about which side to put the balcony on, I was just thinking, what if the whole balcony floats at various levels? And it can be, we can close in on the structure with the small pieces, but yeah, I think I kind of like that. Don't know how crowded it would get. Safety rails? Nah. Don't worry. Just OSHA's in space. OSHA cannot hear you scream. If we build another tower, let's say all the towers were of equal height, we wouldn't really have room to be too crowded. Don't think another set of balcony blocks that look the same, they would kind of overlap. That's not necessarily a problem. I'm just looking at what we've got. I don't know. What do you think? Certainly room enough to put some stuff out here, and if we build it around on the other sides, get nice views. It's really open. I don't know if we build the tower further up. Shit. I guess we did need some safety rails after all. Doing on glass, just about went through the glass I was carrying. Bright dust, making those platforms. Cobalt. Safety rails. Can you actually make safety rails? What were you thinking of? Like that? Like that kind of... Oh, yeah, I guess you really could. Safety rails. Safety rails, is that what you meant? Short metal walls. Walls. What about corners? Does it let you... it does. Nice. So I guess we could do safety rails here instead of filling it all in. Try the concrete one. You like those, huh? Metal, concrete. Compared to, it's a little less busy. It's just like a solid. Yeah, they actually do look a little nicer. I don't know about nicer, but less busy. In terms of just a barrier, they look less busy. They take color better. Like reds and yellows for warning, warning. Safety rails. So, loading with safety rails and just a little bit of a connector. Instead of filling it in, there'd be this gap around the tower that I think, I don't know, might look cool. Black and yellow. Pretty cool, a little bit of yellow for the minimalist? What are you talking about? Hang them off too. I was giving you shit. It was a webcam, reference to the webcam. But it was a little off base anyways. Shit. Talking about it in terms of internal decoration. All right, okay. I wasn't really a question. It wasn't suggested, Guardian. I wasn't thinking of safety rails at all. Worked well for that, huh? Hang on. The gap's different over here. I didn't notice that until just now. How different the gap was. Is the gap really that different? Yeah, the spacing's quite different over here. In fact, I'm not gonna squeeze them in even if it lets me, but I wonder if it would even... Yeah, look, it would actually... Huh. It would clip through but allow it. I don't want that. That really does... That's different. Yeah, you had to go and expose that game, didn't you? The spacing is not going to be uniform. If I try and ring the building, I didn't realize it wasn't uniform. No. I'll have to think about that. I think out loud, but I'm not thinking very clearly anyways. Thinking about what possibilities. I'm even thinking about landing pads floating up here. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm thinking about landing pads. Maybe one on top of the building. What does the landing pad snap to? What's it trying to snap to up here? There we go, that's kind of what I wanted. Lower than this level. So if we built off of the landing pad later, it wouldn't line up with the floor that we're on right now. Keep trying to stick to. It keeps trying to stick to. What does it keep trying to stick to? Oh, it's trying to make doors and attach itself directly to the building. That's interesting. That's interesting. We built a bunch of landing pads coming off the tower, and then you just have all these ships coming into the tower. Might look cool, but bet that would be hectic. Usually boost at around 6,000 in space, but around Polo Space Station you can only do 500. I don't follow. That wildlife or ambient part of that music? Has anyone been attacked by any predators today? That was in the patch notes. Predators should be more predatory again. Bob Ross moment, huh? Hmm. Just brainstorming. Platform, which is 2 blocks deep on the front and 1 on the sides, could also be 2 on the sides. I don't know what we're putting out on the balcony, but if we put something out there, it can wrap more. As for what's in the back, it can be something or nothing, but it won't be symmetrical. The spacing won't be symmetrical with the front. The way we built it out. We don't even need that balcony. I mean, it doesn't have to be there or at that level. It's still kind of an experiment. And then the other possible towers, if we build more, what's that gonna look like? Is it gonna get crowded? What do you mean? The balcony, or what are you thinking, Bergie? I don't actually think it looks bad. I'm just not sure where I would want to go with it. I actually like a lot of the shapes. Sometimes it's a symmetry thing, sometimes I don't know. A lot of things catch my eye in this game. Pulling my earbuds just slightly out of my ears by resting my arms on my chest, and the wire is in the way. I wonder if the balcony wrapping all around it is part of the don't like the floors being glass, easily replaceable. Hadn't really thought about it much, but and what is it about that? Anything in particular? Weird contrast. I haven't colored the metal, but it wouldn't really color the glass. See, what happens if we pull to the, okay. Let's see what solid pieces look like there. Same sort of thing. I'm using metal here, but is it similar with the concrete? Can you get blank pieces that color really easily? Take a look. Concrete. That was a better boost.